Ooh, this is new. Defeat Brainrots. A hit list. Who are you? Tomato Tonali? Oof the Brainrots in the lane. Tomato Tonali? Bro, what is he wanting to do? Okay, so I have to defeat Brainrots, which is this particular one right here. He has a family, by the way. And I end up getting a ton of cool prizes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do I do? Yes, I will. Okay, so we are back at it again in Plants vs Brainrots. This update is actually really sick, and I will explain why. So now we have a card system. We can view our cards. Make sure you guys actually put this inside of your hotbar because it's not going to automatically pop up anywhere within your UI here, so you're going to have to actually put it in your UI hotbar. So I ended up getting a couple of cards, and to be honest, this is a huge game changer. I will heed you warning though, get prepared to actually do this as soon as possible. The sooner, the better. Rebirth. From what the wiki mentions within the card event, each rebirth unlocks another slot up to 5 maximum. So when you go back to your actual plot, you'll be able to see the player cards section right over here. This is where you'll be able to equip all of the cards that you want to go ahead and use during this time. So I currently have a maximum of 5 cards. I'll still rebirth because I do want to keep up with this no matter what. I don't feel like becoming a procrastination baby, so if you are capable of rebirthing, just get ready for the LD count to go ahead and transfer over your stuff. But let's go ahead and start equipping these cards to see what they end up doing. We'll do a Meteor Strike here, a Rare Collection here, a Tile Trio, which is a really good one when you think about it. We'll do a Chain Lightning, and the Whirlwind 2. Now, I really like the Tile Trio, especially when you have 3 or more of the same plant. And obviously, I have way more than 3 of the same plants here. So this will help out you guys so much if you're over here struggling, even if you don't have any good plants. This will definitely give you that extra oomph when you really need it. But with the basics of the update out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the title of what this video is primarily about. Okay, let's go to the central island real quick to do this. We have daily rewards. Now, this is really important because the more that you end up doing this, you'll end up getting a shiny base card pack, which is the #1 thing that you guys want to go ahead and get. I mean, these are obviously available in the shop, but they are 2,000 Robux pretty much, and I don't have 2,000 Robux, so we have to go ahead and do it the manual way and the organic way. So we're gonna go ahead and do this farm, and hopefully you guys saw the video that I did yesterday on how to prepare for this as soon as possible. We're gonna go ahead and in a numerical order, and I don't know how many steps there are, but we're gonna have to do this together, and hopefully we make it through and we get our first shiny base card pack. Step 1. Make sure you rebirth all the way up to where you need to be. If you're already on technically rebirth 5, there is no rush to do rebirth 6 unless you really want the 50% extra luck, the 50% extra money, and the additional card pack. Right now, I'll be chilling, so I don't have to necessarily worry about this until maybe perhaps when I'm ready later on during the day. Now let's go to step number 2. Step 2. I hope that you guys saved enough of these riot potions. This is what's going to help move out all of these Brainrots a lot faster, and especially if you do not have the capability of getting these speed potion all the time. Why? It increases the amount of Brainrots that actually come out, making it a lot more faster when you actually do step 3. Step 3 is turning on all of the auto sell stuff. Now, this is the same advice that I gave everybody during the Rite event, and this should be followed through. Just kind of get ready when you need to turn this off because eventually it will spam that the inventory is now full. Holy cow, dude, the thing literally blew them away. Oh my gosh, now they're stacked up on each other. Of course, you could go ahead and negate that the more extra space that you have, though it is 150 Robux. Step 4 is get ready to go ahead and type in the Brainrots that are required every single time that you want to go ahead and do this. I kind of wish that maybe perhaps right over here, if you had all of them, you could just hit submit all and it just does it automatically. But you know, we don't get what we want sometimes, but that's okay. So we're gonna have to turn this off finally because the inventory is now full. So the first one that it wants is this guy right here. The next one is this one right over here. I am so lucky that I actually had one of these right here. And the Bombo Crocodilo. Uh-oh, I think I might be missing this one. Uh-oh, yeah, I'm missing this one. So I'm gonna have to make some extra space to go ahead and attempt to get the one that I need. The final one. Okay, after like 2 minutes or so, I finally got the crocodile. So we'll go ahead and submit it right now. There we go. Sweet. So the daily reward is now fixed. It is done. It is completed. It says at the top that there is a daily reset on this, so we can only do this so many times. I'm assuming this is to go ahead and prevent like over farming the cards itself, which I mean is totally understandable. Of course, the good news is this is only if you want the shiny card pack base. This can only be farmed so many times during the day, clearly. But if you want to go ahead and have unlimited card access, let's go meet our friend Tony Tomato over here. We're going to apply the same method that we're doing right now to Tony Tomato. All right, so let's go ahead and claim some stuff because it looks like a lot of things are being like pretty much targeted right now. So we have a Cappuccino Assassino. Now, the one thing that I did notice greatly is you do have to kind of make sure that all of the stuff is pretty much on. If it's off, then you technically don't have the brain rot. Technically, you don't have the body to prove to Tony Tomato over here to get the prize. So we're gonna go back right over here. What the heck is Luis Trafico? And pretty much what we're going to go ahead and do is visually watch for what we need. Now, I do have to go ahead and equip the Riot Potion. 3, 2, 1, and it is on for 10 minutes. Okay, I guess I accidentally equipped 2. So now we have 20 minutes of just brain rots coming right in. You guys actually want to see this go pretty crazy and pretty insane? So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and activate the Speed Potion right now. This is going to go ahead and make everything super duper fast for 30 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and match the time that we currently have with the Riot Potion and with the speed at the same time. So they are moving a lot faster compared to how they were moving before previously, which is a huge W for me. Honestly, I still really advocate for the fact that we should have a speed boost no matter what. Every single rebirth, just by a tiny bit. Doesn't need to be a lot, but just by a tiny bit. And on top of it too, because it seems like you're going to need some of these cards, the rare collection card that we currently have right now is going to give us a 25% extra boost. Now, naturally, I know I'm probably going to get this question at some point is, what if I don't have any Riot Potions? What do I do now? Now, if we take a look at like the actual rewards that you do get out of this, it doesn't look like you get anything that is equivalent to this. And unfortunately, the only thing that could increase the amount of stuff that ends up coming out is the Speed Potion. But not everybody can afford 200 Robux every 30 minutes to go ahead and just keep this activated. So, of course, the next best thing is being able to grind for these cards no matter what. And mostly we're looking at the damage ones. So whatever pretty much blows up the entire section over here, instantaneously, we'll just have more brain rots come out as they go. This includes the Chain Lightning, Meteor Strike, the Tile Trio, and Plant Frenzy. So you're gonna have to counteract what you don't have with cards that you could try to get. Now I know it's gonna be a little difficult for those that don't really want to wait too long for the brain rots to walk right in. The only thing I could really say is just maybe perhaps let your game AFK while you go do something else throughout the day or throughout the night. But it might be a little difficult because inventory space is limited. So you're gonna have to watch during as much as you can throughout the day and just keep an eye out and sell anything that you don't need. You're gonna be babysitting a lot. Let's just say that. You're gonna be babysitting a ton. Hey Macaroni, I actually got it. I knew you could do it. Good job. I knew you were a gangster. What did he say? Okay, well, we got the Cappuccino Assassino, so now we get to see what our next target is, which is this little piggy right here. Suino von Bombadino, squeal to the law. Oh my gosh. What kind of business you run over here, Tony Tomato? What the heck is happening? Bro, Tomato Tony is not playing around, okay? So our next target, which should and hopefully it shouldn't take that long to get, even though the Cappuccino took like 4 minutes to get. Hopefully this one doesn't take too long. All right, so I noticed something really interesting as I'm kind of waiting here for the brain rots to come out. So the Cappuccino Assassino didn't really want to come out too often, which obviously naturally because of the target that it had, it didn't seem like it was going to be pretty often. Now, ever since that I did submit the Cappuccino, it comes out way more often than it did previously. So here we have another Cappuccino Assassino. I had 2 other ones previously before I started this recording, but now I don't notice notice the pig. So I'm wondering if once a target is placed on a brain rot, you'll see it very less often, if that makes sense. And then once you submit it as a target, then it just goes back to normal, which again goes back to the farming limitation for players to just go ahead and hoard a ton of things very quickly. Again, I understand, but this probably explains why you may not see certain brain rots right away versus after you submit it, you see it all the time. Really, I do love this meteorite card, honestly, because it just instantly just blows everything up right here and it just refreshes the whole plate. Though every 2 minutes or so, I do have to go ahead and sell the brain rots that I don't need because it fills up very, very fast. Speaking of which, I probably have to go do that right now. So I finally submitted the pig, which is great. But the greater news is this. So I'm able to see what's beyond now past a certain amount of things that are submitted. We have a strength potion, what seems to be up here, but what is down there? This looks exactly like the riot potion, which is what you guys specifically need if you do not have these. If you still don't have the riot potion, still I would apply any cards that you go ahead and get throughout the entire update. Still apply it and try your best to go ahead and get to the number 7 area and repeat that process over and over and over again. I could definitely appreciate the fact that they still left it in here just for this and this only. This riot potion is amazing, and this will help everybody out, especially if you just don't have the ability to constantly get a ton of brain rots coming in. So that's a huge W. Okay, so I just finished out the card pack, so I was able to get 1. However, you do have to complete all of the stuff as you go in order to reset anything. I'm not sure if it goes unlimited or if it just keeps going on and on and on, but we've got our first one. Now let's go ahead and open it. Okay, so our first card is a whirlwind, so that's okay. I got, oh my gosh, I got another whirlwind and I got a sunflower furry. Sunflower Fury, not furry. Time Blossom. After slaying 100 brain rots, slow time by 50%. I don't want that one. I'm okay with that one. Holy cow. Okay, so I got this epic card, but it's also like being blocked by your inventory is full. So let me go ahead and take care of that while we're reading this. When an entire... Hello! Oh my god, dude, I'm trying to read. When an entire row is the same plant type, they deal 50% more damage. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you. All right, let me just go ahead and sell some stuff real quick because that was like, whoa. Yes, I don't care. Sell the secret. All right, did I get the Bombardo Bobilito Bandito Bob Burrito Tony Tomato, please? I personally forgot what number we were on, so I'm going to say number 6. Now, I know we had a bit of a period where I just kind of forgot to count, so we're going to just say step 6. If and only if you ever get annoyed by having to come over here constantly by selling, I would say definitely pay attention to the thing that you have to pretty much oof. Once it's oofed, go back to your stuff, turn off what you don't necessarily need at that particular moment. I'll leave limited and I'll leave secrets on because those come out very scarcely. Godly, legendary, mythic, epic. I'll actually leave all of these off, but just in case, because I don't necessarily remember if this is a rare or an epic, I will leave it on just for that. It won't fill up as often, but still, it's a good idea to check periodically to make sure that you're not full inventory. Okay, so this one took just a little longer. Now, I had to reuse an additional potion. So we passed by 30 minutes and we were able to do this many within that 30-minute period. This kind of gives you an idea of how long this should take a player if you're using like a riot potion and a speed potion. You don't necessarily need to use the speed potion, but again, like I always say, I am the #1 most impatient person on planet Earth. This is the method that I'm going to choose to do. Now, it looks like it just continuously goes and goes and goes. In the meantime, I picked up this Meowzo Sushini over here. I didn't even know there was a new secret. But just to go ahead and... oh my gosh, dude, this is full inventory! Okay, I am back over here. Now, to go ahead and clarify yet again, because I want to go ahead and make sure that you guys know, on my page over here for number 7, it was 100% a riot potion, which is amazing. Now, the question is, how often will this show up if this is a unlimited line that just goes on and on and on? I'm not sure, but if you end up getting these, definitely use them during this event because they they are going to be 100% needed. I could go ahead and talk about this event continuously over and over again, but I'm pretty sure during this entire 6-step process, it was 6, right? This was 6, right? 6 or 7? Bruh, 6, 7. So, by word of mouth, the quest system, it goes all the way up to 20. After that 20, you can go ahead and supposedly reset, but it will take some time. Obviously, again, with the speed potion and with the riot potion, this does take some time. All right, so we submitted this one. Las Tralalilitas made fun of my hat. This is the antique. This is an antique. I can't have people disrespecting my awesome hat. Bro, why are you making fun of his tortellini hat? Why would you do that? You guys are bullies. Wait, so you want... Wait, hold up. That's the... Oh my gosh. All right, so again, I will go ahead and reiterate this because I do notice a bunch of people are asking where are the brain rots that they need for the hit list, and it seems like when a brain rot is up for a target, it's not going to show up as often. Once that target is submitted, you will see it very often. Remember how I needed the pig? Well, the pig is showing up every 5 seconds. Same thing with the bombarito, the beaver thing. We have the Trippy Troppy, who was also a part of this, the Cappuccino Assassino. Right now, I need Los Tralalilitas, and I have not seen it just yet. So when it's up for target, I'm assuming the rarity actually goes up very high because of the target needed. So kind of expect to be waiting for a little bit, maybe 10 minutes max for at least one of the brain rots that you do need for submission. Just kind of get ready for that. And that's pretty much it for this update. Hopefully you guys end up getting really good luck, and may patience be with you when it comes to this. This does seem like it would take an entire day, if not half the day, to go ahead and complete out, but this will end up being the fastest way to go ahead and finish up the requirements that the tortellini tomato needs. Tony Tomato's angry, okay? He's angry. So there's 2 ways to end up getting packs. The one being is your daily rewards, and the second one being the tomato tortellini. Now, you cannot gift the card packs at all. The only way that you can gift them is if you actually go through this system here. But if you end up trying to do this on an alt account, you cannot gift them. So hopefully this 6-7 step process thing method that we have going on, hopefully it does wonders for you guys, and that's pretty much all I have for you today. Let me know what you think about the update down in the comments down below, and as always, make sure you do like the video as it does help me come out with more content like this for you guys. And hi, if you're brand new, I do Plants vs Brainrots and some other things here and there, and you should totally subscribe. I will see you guys all in the next video. Okay, bye!